everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Growing tired of knots, tangled up in problems, and not caring enough. Now I'm on a journey to find what's right, always telling the truth.
Hey, this is EAJ-Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff Escow!
Doing Bob time!
from San Diego. It's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Askow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Askow and Sean Mann.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Sports World Radio. Glad everybody could be in the house today. We got a super jam-packed show for all you guys today. I am the host, Jeff Askow. We will bring in the co-host, Sean Mann, in just a minute. I'd like to get all the particulars out of the way, as you guys know, let you all know where you can like us and follow us and get in touch with us and all the good stuff out of the way. Then we'll bring in the co-host, and then we'll get on with the show. Speaking about all the particulars, SportsWorldRadio.com is the place to listen to this beast of a 2-hour sports journey that we take you on each and every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central,
you gotta figure it out for yourself.
there he is, SportsWorldRadio.com. If you want to hang out in our chat room with us, head on over to Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. Get yourself a free account. Come on over and hang out in Sports World Radio's chat room and ask us a question. Now, if you don't want to do that, you just want to hang out at Sports World Radio and you're a Skype user, click the little red button on the left-hand side that says Call Now, and you'll be directed right to the show for Skype users only. Now, of course, if you want to do it the old-fashioned way and give us a call on the telly, 619-663-3715. That's 619-663-3715 for people who want to use their cell phones or their landlines or their telephones or what may have they. Skype users, click the little red button on the left-hand side over there on SportsWorldRadio.com, and you'll be directed right to the show. Now, don't forget to follow us over there on Facebook at Facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. Like our Facebook page over there. And follow us on Twitter at Twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. Now, if you ever miss an episode of Sports World Radio, go over to iTunes and subscribe to our iTunes channel, and you'll never, ever miss an episode of Sports World Radio, because you don't want to do that. Now, I want to remind everybody, starting on September 6th will be our first NFL show of the evening, or of the year, I should say. Saturday evening, 9 p.m. on the East, 6 p.m. on the West, for our first NFL show of the year, starting on September 6th. Now, and one more thing. If you want to join our NFL Pro Pick'em League or in our group, email us at swrshow@gmail.com. If you want to play in our NFL Pro Football Pick'em group, email us at swrshow@gmail.com, and I will send you the invite to join our group. Now, with all the particulars out of the way, what do you say? Hey, we bring in that co-host of ours. You just heard him a little bit ago. Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, Jeff? Welcome, everybody, to Sports World Radio. It is August 7th, 2014. It is 6:09 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:09 p.m. on the West. And, yeah, for you people in the Central, you really need to figure it out for yourself, especially you, Encyclopedia Man. Weather right now is about 88 degrees. Finally, it's kind of cooled down a bit, but, of course, it's going to be getting hot here in a couple days. Doing well, doing splendid. How are you, Jeff? And how's the weather out there in sunny San Diego? I'll probably say sunny because it's probably hot out there.
Well, it's sunny out here, like you said, but it's kind of nice today. It's kind of it beats the hot heat that we've been having the last several weeks. It's kind of mild. I'd say it's like 80 degrees out here. It's kind of nice. It's not that bad. To tell you the truth, it's not that bad. You can't fry an egg on the sidewalk, I'll tell you that much.
Well, if it cools down, that's understandable.
It's about time.
Indeed. All right, first story we get to, breaking news from the NBA. This happened today. The Cleveland Cavaliers have agreement to acquire Kevin Love, including contact commitment. Jeff, does this sincerely make the Cleveland Cavaliers the favorites to win it all since they got Kevin Love?
No.
You
No,
don't
and
think
I don't.
so?
No, and I don't give a flying fig Newton. What anybody else says, what any NBA reporter, NBA columnist, NBA writer, NBA sports anchor, I don't give a flying fig Newton what they all say. Oh, Cleveland Cavaliers got Kevin Love now. Now they're going to be the number one team to beat. Get the fuck out of here. Let me ask you a question.
Rock
The
on, man. Go ahead.
first year that Wade, Bosch, and James were together, did they win?
The first year, they did not.
So what makes Cleveland, who has LeBron James, who's going to have to score 60 freaking points a night for them to win, Kevin Love, and Kyrie Irving, who gets hurt all the time? Okay? First of all, Kyrie Irving doesn't have the experience. Kevin Love was doing double-doubles for so many games in a row because he had to, because he was the only good player on freaking Minnesota, for Jiminy Cricket's sakes. Okay? If you think he's going to be allowed to score a double-double every freaking night with LeBron James, you're crazy.
Well, here's what
And
it
who
says.
else do they have? Mike Miller?
Love.
Mike Miller, he's freaking injury prone. His back is shot. Come on. Do you really think that they're going to win it all? I have a hard
And
time
remember-
thinking that they're going to win the freaking East.
Well, Jeff, here's the thing. Remember that time you told me on a previous show, to read the Cavaliers roster.
Right.
I did that, and you were looking at players that you were hearing that were in. There was one player who was 19 years old, and you had players in their early 20s. So with LeBron James and Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving being the trio they're saying to be the devastating trio in the NBA and will instantly make the Cavaliers a frontrunner to win the NBA championship.
No way.
I would say suck that really quickly, because I don't see it happening. The Cavs are they're going back with LeBron going back there. They are a young team, and all these young players, they're going to have to learn the new system. And what makes people say the Cavs are going to be the NBA champions when in fact that they got this new coach named Blatt, who is coming from international basketball to the NBA. If I am the sports writers, I would say better be prepared to eat your words next year.
I
because
hope-
the
yes.
Cavs will not be winning it, because I still say the team that is going to get to the NBA Finals, Encyclopedia Man, I have to say, is your Chicago Bulls.
Well,
I
right
have
now-
to say
right-
the Bulls are the favorites.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The San Antonio Spurs are the champions.
Yeah.
Correct? So they're the champs
are.
until somebody dethrones them. Correct?
Correct.
Hey, Cleveland Cavaliers, suck an egg.
For Cleveland sports fans, they're feeling like this could be the
That's
time where
crazy.
things could finally go their way, with Johnny Manziel going to the Cleveland Browns being the number one pick, and now LeBron James returning back to the city of Cleveland. I would just say Cleveland fans better not get too cocky and overconfident.
Okay, now I have to say something.
Mhm.
Just because the Cavaliers have an agreement to acquire Love doesn't actually mean it's still going to happen. A team like Chicago can turn around and say, who do you want? We'll give you whoever you want. We want Love. And do the
I
deal.
really feel-
Because,
Am I-
hold on a second, Sean. Because Cavaliers signed their first pick. They can't do it. They can't do the deal until August 23rd or August 24th. Meanwhile, Chicago could go right over to Minnesota and say, "Who do you want?" and take Love right from Cleveland. It could still happen.
Well said. Because it says the deal cannot be finalized until August 23rd.
Exactly.
Because Wiggins, the number 1 overall pick in the 2014 NBA draft, cannot be traded until 1 month after the signing of his rookie contract.
Correct. So Golden State can come in and swoop him. Freaking Chicago could come in and swoop him. Okay? It doesn't freaking matter. And I don't care. Just because Love is going to go to Cleveland doesn't make Cleveland an NBA championship team. Why am I the only one that sees this? Why are we the only ones at Sports World Radio that see this? Everybody here, myself, Sean, Josh, the producer of Sports World, all three of us are in agreement on this. We do not see this. Why are we the only ones that see this? When this happens, Sports World Radio, I'm going to bet you right now, is going to be the only freaking radio station that says that they are not a championship caliber team right now.
And before we have to run to our first commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about the story about Kevin Love going to the Cavaliers unless the deal gets finalized. But you're right. The Bulls could come in there and the Warriors could come in there.
You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear, and do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann with you each and every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. in the East, 3 p.m. in the West. And if you live in the Central,
figure it out for yourself.
Wow, he's getting really good at that. I like that. We went to break, and I was yelling and screaming, why is Sports World Radio, the people here at Sports World, why are we the only ones that see this? And everybody else, Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, your mama, your papa, your brother, your sister, Mike and Mike in the morning. Everybody and the mother says that they're going to win the NBA championship. Why are we the only ones here at Sports World Radio disagree with them? Why what do we see that nobody else does?
Encyclopedia Man made some good points here in the chat room. Kevin Love to Cavs, and all this talk about the Cavs winning the East is all hype. For one, they have no depth, and two, the people they got besides LeBron James are injury prone, and you have two inexperienced players in Irving and Love when it comes to playing in the playoffs.
What did I just say? What did I just say when we were on hold? That exact same thing almost, right?
Yeah, the exact same thing that Encyclopedia Man added in the chat room.
Yeah, how crazy is that?
Just because Love goes to Cavs doesn't mean one bit that they are instant title contenders. Get the heck out of here.
No,
Just
why
like
are
Jeff
we?
would say.
Right? Why are we the only ones at Sports World Radio that see this? Josh Lopez sees it. Sean Mann sees it. Jeff Escal sees it. I believe Frank Sprankle sees it.
We bring him in for second hour. Another point he adds, Encyclopedia Man, it's as stupid as time when everybody said the Eagles were going to be the best team of all time, and they didn't even make the playoffs that year. The Big Three mindset doesn't work anymore. Why you think he got their tails handed to them in the finals? Get off the drugs and the hype. That's well said.
Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna put a little spin on this. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Say this team. We know that the Cleveland Cavaliers are in the East, and we know they're going to make the playoffs, correct? Because the East sucks, right?
They will make the playoffs.
Okay, hold on a second,
How far
Sean.
they get is debatable.
Okay, hold on a second, Sean. Say that this team that's coming into Cleveland with all these new parts and this with LeBron and everything, say this team in Cleveland, say they were in the West. Would they make the playoffs then?
Ooh. If they move to the Western Conference, which is not going to happen, but if that had happened,
and you know how and you know what I think about the word if. Okay, but I'm just saying, hypothetically, okay, not if, hypothetically, the Cavaliers are in the West. With this team they have coming in this year, hypothetically, the Cavaliers are in the West. Do they make the playoffs in the West with this team?
No, I don't see it happening.
So how do you say they're an NBA championship team then? Why isn't anybody asking that question?
That would be a great debate if we were on ESPN saying, look at their team and look how they would look in the West. Encyclopedia Man adds another point. Is every team LeBron on make them instant title contenders? That's the funniest thing to me.
Me too. I agree with you right there again, Lopez. What in the wild world of sports is going on here? Huh? Just because LeBron James is on your team, you're automatically an NBA championship contender? That's ridiculous. He can't score 80 freaking points a night. Every night.
The hour.
He can't do it.
And during the first commercial break, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Escal, the host of Sports World Radio, asked me to put up the Cavaliers roster. I have all the names of the entire Cleveland Cavaliers roster.
Is Mike Miller on the roster?
Mike Miller is on the roster, and he is number 13. He is 34 years old. That's
34.
His age.
Okay, 34. That's getting old in basketball time, ain't it?
Yeah, Brendan Haywood is another one. He's 34 years old.
What position does he play?
He plays. Brendan Haywood is center.
He's how tall is he?
Height 7'0".
7 feet.
Yep, 7 feet.
Okay, so, and he's 34, so he ain't gonna be worth the hill of beans, right? And you got LeBron. How old is LeBron?
LeBron James is 29 years old. He's a starting forward. He's 6'8".
Okay, Kyrie Irving's on there, right?
Kyrie Irving is a point guard, age 22, 6'3".
How many years has he been in the league?
I can't find it for how many years. The Encyclopedia Man would have to know that than I.
Two or 3 years. No big deal.
Probably, yeah.
Right.
If you look at the Cavaliers roster, which I am
now,
yeah,
I know, but you got to
bring it up.
I know,
look
but you
at
got
all
Sean.
the players that are in their 20s.
I know,
There's
but
a lot
hold
of
on,
young
Sean.
players.
You have to remember something. That they're going to lose their first round pick this year, which is Wiggins, and they're going to lose their first pick from last year as well, which is Bennett, right?
Right.
So those guys are going to be gone, and they're going to bring in Love, right? And maybe Ray Allen. How old is he? Almost 40, right?
Ray Allen is getting up there. He's been in the NBA for a long time, and he was with the Milwaukee Bucks.
And Sean Merriman they're thinking about bringing in.
Yeah, that's encyclopedia.
That's going to be
now they're going to add Allen.
That's going to be a great bench. Ray Allen, Mike Miller, Sean Merriman. Yeah, bring in the old-timer. Are you freaking kidding me?
Ray Allen had mentioned after the conclusion of the NBA Finals this year that wherever LeBron James went, he would follow
I'm disgusted.
him. So you're going to see that happening where LeBron James and Ray Allen will be teammates.
I'm disgusted how all these sports writers, all these NBA so-called experts are saying, and I understand why they're saying it because they're in the East, but they're not an NBA championship team. Because if you put this Cleveland Cavalier team in the West, they don't make the playoffs. How about that?
They never could get by anybody in the Western Conference. Hello there, Frank Spreaker. We'll bring him in for second hour. Frank, we're talking about the move with Kevin Love going to the Cavaliers, and Jeff and I are saying the Cavs are not a serious title contender if they were in the West. But I'm going to say they're not even a serious title contender in the East.
If they were in the West, they would
win it.
Sean, if they were in the West, they wouldn't even make the damn playoffs. Come on.
Well, I'm going to say this too, Jeff, Frank, and Encyclopedia Man. The conference that is the most dominant and very toughest is the Western Conference. Now, I know the East just got better because now it's wide open. It's not like it's Miami the last 4 years, but I'm going to say that the West is still tougher. You got the Spurs, you got the Warriors, you got the Clippers, you've got the Mavericks. The Lakers are fading. They're having to rebuild. The Thunder. The West is still very, very tough than the Eastern Conference.
It's ridiculous.
The East is still weak, in my opinion. I know that the Cavs are going to be tough. The Bulls will be tough.
Oh, see, Frank Sprankle is LeBron James fan, so he says, Jeff, LeBron James, enough said. The Cavs, even in the West, go to the playoffs.
Frank,
Bull!
What the heck? I can't wait
Bull!
to hear this explanation in the second hour. I can't. That is ridiculous. They would get dethroned by anybody in the Western Conference. How can you say, Frank, that the Cavs, of all teams, could actually own the Western Conference? Look at all the competition. Look at all the teams.
Hey, Frank, if the Cavaliers played the Spurs right now for an NBA championship, the Spurs would win in 4. It would be no freaking contest. None
And remember,
whatsoever.
It was 7 years ago when LeBron James took the Cavaliers to the NBA Finals. And who did they get swept by? The San Antonio Spurs.
In fact, I hate to tell you, Frank, I'm going to tell you this right now. If the Cavaliers were in the West, I don't think the Cavaliers would beat the Clippers. I don't think the Cavaliers beat the Spurs, okay? I don't even think the Cavaliers beat Portland. How about that?
I know you're not saying own the West there, Frank, but them being a playoff team, get out of here. I don't even see if the Cavaliers, I know how you are about ifs, Jeff. Cavaliers, Western Conference, I don't even see them being a playoff team. Look at all that competition.
Yeah, there are 8 seeds in the West. So who are you going to take out? They're not going to beat the Thunder. They're not going to beat who are you going to take out? Or the Warriors? Come on.
Thunder. They would not beat the Spurs.
You can't take out the Spurs. You can't take out the Warriors. You can't take out the Clippers. You can't take out the Thunder. There's 4 right there. You can't take Portland out. There's 5. Who, Memphis?
Memphis Grizzlies can still be very tough to beat. Even OKC remembers that playoff battles they had.
Look at them. Out of 8 seeds, the Cavs with LeBron don't make the playoffs. In the West, if the Cavaliers, instead of being in the East, if they're in the West, they do not make the playoffs. I don't care what anybody says.
The Cavs.
Just because they're in the East. Just because they're in the East. Now they're an NBA Finals contender. I still think Chicago's better than them.
I tell you one thing. Cavaliers do not make the playoffs next year, which is a very, very long shot. there will be plenty of anger in Cleveland if they don't make the playoffs next year after all the moves they make. But I still say the Cavs need to be more concerned about the Chicago Bulls other than the Indiana Pacers, because the Pacers have lost some key additions. The Wizards, they don't need to worry about them. Even when Magic Johnson says that the Wizards would be in there, that's out of the question.
If the Cavaliers were in the West, they don't make the playoffs. Because they're in the East, everybody says that they're going to win an NBA Finals. Get the flock out of here.
Question is,
You're
how
wrong.
far did the Cavs go in the East?
I don't think they go. Here, Frank, you weren't here for this. At the beginning of the show, I said, when the big three first got to Miami, did they win a final? Did they win an NBA championship? No, they didn't. They're not going to win one this year.
To Dallas in 6 games.
They made it to the finals. I don't even think they make it to the finals. I think Chicago beats them. I think Chicago is the representative of the finals for the East next year.
They'll represent the East, and then I say they would play the San Antonio Spurs. I could predict the Spurs-Bulls NBA Finals. On that note, we'll come back with more sports stories right after this commercial break.
Sports World Radio.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. I'm your host, Jeff Esco, alongside me, as always, Sean Mann, the update man. All right, so we were talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers. If they were in the West, they wouldn't make the playoffs. Okay, I have a couple of bones I need to pick before I forget to pick them.
Sure.
If I forget to pick them, you know what happens. I never get to them, right? And I just told you what I wanted to do, so if I forget, you can remind me, right?
You're right on, man.
Okay. First bone I'm picking is with Frank, because he's in the house. Hey, Frank, how come you haven't joined our football pick'em league yet? I sent you the freaking invitation. Join, you rat bastard. Here's the deal, Frank. If you haven't joined, by the time you come on the air with us today in the second hour, oh yeah, the Windbag is joining us, Frank Sprankle, in the second hour of the show. And if he hasn't joined our NFL pick'em league by then, he's getting harassed again. So you got about 26 minutes to get your butt in gear there, my friend.
Yeah, come on, get in there, Frank. I want to, see what your
Sean's
team
in.
is.
I'm in. Josh is in. We got a bunch of people in. A bunch of more people joining. You better get your freaking butt in there and show me your NFL expertise in picking teams. Our NFL show will be starting on September 6th. It will be 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. 6 p.m. Pacific. And if you live in the Central,
figure that out for yourself.
it'll be 8 o'clock. I already figured it out for you. Okay, so bone number 2. Hey, ESPN. Okay, Sean, ESPN hires radio personalities to give their opinions, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when somebody gives their opinion and ESPN don't like it, they suspend them. That's not very nice.
They're probably taking after Stephen A. Smith.
You hire somebody to give their opinions, they give their opinion, and you lay them off for 2 days. And he didn't even do it on the show. He got suspended for something he did in his personal life. How about that? Dan Le Batard got suspended from ESPN for his show for 2 days for putting a billboard up in Cleveland saying, something to the effects of, I don't have it in front of me anymore. I had it in front of me a little while ago, but I don't have it in front of me anymore. Putting a billboard up about LeBron James, showing his 2 rings, where he got his 2 rings from, and all that. Giving a little dig into LeBron in Cleveland. He bought a billboard, put it up with his own money, did it on his own time, didn't do it on the show, put it up on his own money, paid for it by himself, and he got suspended for 2 days for giving a little harassment to LeBron James and Cleveland. How about that?
Frank goes, didn't he pay for that billboard?
He paid for the billboard with his own money. Yes, Frank, with his own freaking money. Yeah.
Yes, he did. He paid for his own.
With his own money. Digging, giving a little dig to Cleveland and LeBron James. And freaking got suspended from his show for 2 days. For doing something he didn't do on the air. Does that make any freaking sense? Huh?
Encyclopedia Man has a bone to pick with you. Hey, Jeff, can explain to me how in the blue, according to Skip Bayless, the Cowboys will have the most explosive offense this year? That's the bone I have
to pick. What?
Skip Bayless is saying
I heard
Dallas
what you said.
Cowboys
You almost
will have the most explosive offense this year.
I almost choked on what you just said.
That's what Encyclopedia Man said in the chat room, buddy.
Hey, I have this Twitter account. It's called I Hate Skip Bayless. If you hate Skip Bayless too, follow me at hate Skip Bayless.
I'll never forget that time on what was it, Mike and Mike in the morning or something with Skip Bayless, and it says I have Skip Bayless, and I said that's got to be Jeff's.
I hate Skip Bayless. Follow me on Twitter at hate Skip Bayless because I do.
You can't stand him.
How come ESPN doesn't suspend him for his stupid ass remarks? Huh?
Because Skip Bayless says, because I'm Skip Bayless, I'm Mr. Know-It-All. I know more than you do, so there.
No, he doesn't. Not really. Not really. ESPN, you hire people for their thoughts and their opinions. And when they give it and you don't agree with it, you suspend them. What kind of crap is that? Does that make any sense?
Well, ESPN is probably saying, let's put stricter policies on. Let's say that whatever opinion you express, you'll automatically get suspended.
I'll tell you what. I'm making an open offer. Dan Lebitard, Stephen A. Smith, and any other jamoke that's been suspended by ESPN for their opinion and their thoughts, you are welcome to bring them to Sports World Radio, and I can guarantee you nothing will happen to you.
Encyclopedia Man puts this in. ESPN called real journalism and analysts, that's blasphemous.
You know what real journalism and what real is us. You know why?
Because we report it and we know how to say it.
Well, we say it the way the fans want to hear it. We don't beat around the bush. We get right to the dark thing and we give our opinion, and nobody here at Sports World Radio is going to get suspended over it. And if you don't like it, you know what? You don't like it? Change the freaking channel. I don't really give a hoot. That's the difference between me and sports. That's the difference between us here at Sports World Radio and ESPN. They hire you for your opinion, and when they don't like your opinion, they suspend you.
Which is an absolute joke.
Which is a joke.
Because you're supposed to become opinionated.
Correct.
That's what it comes down to.
You hired me to give my opinion, but you suspend me when I give my opinion and you don't like it. Why am I here?
ESPN is probably saying, okay, Stephen A. Smith, you got suspended a week for what you said about the domestic violence debacle with Ray Rice. So we're saying, we're going to suspend you a week because we didn't like your opinion. Now they're probably thinking, okay, from now on, if you say something that we don't appreciate, you're going to get suspended without pay. Have fun.
Then why am I here? If I can't speak my mind, why am I working for you? Am I right?
That is
right. If I'm
right.
not allowed to speak my mind, why am I here? Hey, Stephen A. Smith, you want to speak your mind? You come on over here. Dan Lebitar, you want to speak your mind? You come on over here. That's right,
so I
Frank.
would say we would rule out Charles Barkley and Skip Bayless then.
Yes, I didn't hear me say those names, did you?
No.
That's
I was
right,
just gonna
Frank.
Mention that because Jeff would probably say the people that are not invited to our studio for Sports World Radio.
I didn't say it.
Skip
I didn't
Bayless
say it.
And Charles Barkley
Well,
from inside the NBA.
You said it, not me. That's right, Frank. Sports World Radio equals real sports talk radio. You bet. We tell it like it is. If you don't like it, change your freaking channel. I don't really care. Hey, wow. Now, I am a wrestling fan, a big wrestling fan, and Josh, our producer of Sports World Radio, is breaking some news for us. WWE has announced the release of Alberto Del Rio due to unprofessional conduct and an altercation with an employee. Wow. I'm going to have to call my insider on that and get some more information about that. I spoke to her last night, in fact. I'm going to have to speak to her again tonight. WWE hasn't been sold. You think Vince McMahon is going to sell that? You're freaking crazy.
All right, the next story we get to 43 minutes past the hour on this 7th of August, 2014, Thursday. Dallas Cowboys coach Jason Garrett confirmed that quarterback Tony Romo is not going to play in Thursday's preseason opener against the Chargers. Tony Romo is expected to make his debut August 16th against the Baltimore Ravens at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, that's right. Go up against the Baltimore Ravens defense. There you go. Wussy. He's afraid he's going to get hurt.
With the way the schedule falls, Romo is expected to return to practice Saturday after a 4-day break. The Cowboys are off Monday and will practice against the Oakland Raiders on August 12th, August 13th.
Hope he gets hurt.
In Oxnard, California, before flying home August 15th.
How great would that be if he got hurt before the opening season?
And Jerry Jones will be up in arms saying, well, he's gone. I'm going to go with Brandon Weeden. I want Brandon Weeden as my starting quarterback.
I should have picked Manziel when I had the chance. I'm a stupid ass.
Look what happened with Kyle Orton.
Hey, how many football games are on tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4?
Preseason is back.
5, 6 games tonight? 6 freaking football games tonight on a Thursday?
Yeah, preseason.
You know
like this,
what
every time
stinks?
preseason comes, it's always on Thursday,
I know,
Friday,
I hate
Saturday,
it.
Sunday.
I
and
hate.
Monday.
You know what? I hate this time of the year. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know this is a sports show, but I'm gonna say something really quick before we go to our first update. You guys know I'm a Big Brother fan. You guys know I watch Big Brother religiously. I get the live feeds. I do all that, right? So tonight is their double eviction. Okay, because the freaking Chargers are playing at home. Their game goes on at 7 o'clock my time. Big Brother goes on at 9. They push Big Brother back to 2 o'clock in the morning. So I have to wait to find out what's going on until 2 o'clock in the morning? What, are you kidding me? No way. I have a URL that I can go to and watch the East Coast feed, but there's only one problem.
What problem is that?
The Jets are playing tonight. Washington is playing tonight. I'm kind of hoping that I think that the East Coast feed that I use, I think it's a Florida feed, a Miami feed. So I'm hoping that the Miami, I don't see Miami playing tonight, which is kind of good. So I'm hoping I can watch the East Coast feed, because I always watch the East Coast feed. I don't wait till 9 o'clock. I watch the 6 o'clock feed. I'm hoping I can get it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wait till 2 o'clock in the freaking morning. What, are you kidding me? That's why I hate preseason on freaking Thursday nights.
I don't really
stinks.
even watch preseason football. I could care less, really.
Hey, Frank, I don't give a crap what you think. Jeff, NFL is real reality, not Big Brother. Get the hell out of here, okay, Frank?
We got to run to our first update.
Okay, Frank? Get the hell out of here, all right? You're lucky I'll even bring you in the next hour, you rat bastard. You just sit there and be quiet, you freaking bag full of wind, you. Hey, this update is brought to you by ShirtShopper.net. That's right. NFL season is upon us. Preseason is here, boys and girls. Get ready. Head on over to ShirtShopper.net and get your NFL t-shirts today. All you got to do is go over to ShirtShopper.net, put your cursor over to Sports tab, click on the NFL, and pick your favorite team and get your NFL shirt today at ShirtShopper.net. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
Thank you, Jeff. Welcome, everybody, to the first of 2 updates. It's 47 minutes past the hour on 7th of August, 2014, Thursday. Major League Baseball, here are the games. Finals from the National League this afternoon. The Cubs over the Rockies by a score of 6-2. Brewers over the Giants 3-1. Nationals over the Mets 5-3. In American League, 1-game win final today. The Yankees shut out the Tigers 1-0. Back to the National League. Here are the games scheduled for tonight. Astros at Phillies, Marlins at Pirates, Indians at Reds interleague play, Red Sox at Cardinals interleague play, and Royals taking on the Diamondbacks. Switching to the American League. Big game tonight in the AL East. It'll be the Orioles taking on the Blue Jays. Interleague play, it'll be the Dodgers taking on the Angels. Back to the American League, Twins and Athletics. To conclude the American League, White Sox at Mariners. NFL, the preseason is back. Here we go. Here are the games that we have for tonight. It'll be the Colts taking on the Jets tonight, Patriots at Redskins, 49ers at Ravens, Bengals at Chiefs, Seahawks at Broncos, Cowboys at Chargers, and those are the games that we have. 6 of them tonight as the NFL preseason is in full swing. Don't forget, we also have our NFL Fantasy Pro Football Pick'em. NFL is not far away. Make sure you get signed up, and it should be an interesting pick'em. In the NBA, quick news to report. The Wolves and the Cavs agreed to a Kevin Love trade. The deal isn't finalized yet because what has to happen is Andrew Wiggins is signed through August 23rd to make sure that the deal can be signed, sealed, and delivered between Cleveland and Minnesota. We will run to our commercial break. When we come back, more sports talk on Sports World Radio. This update was brought to you by ShirtShopper.net.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hour of sports talk on the internet. All right, Sean, what do you got for me next, buddy?
The next story that we get to, the Chicago Bears, Joe Morgan says he's familiar to Anquan Bolden. Second-year veteran Marquise Wilson seemed a lock to win the number 3 receiver job until suffering a broken collarbone. Now the Chicago Bears turned their attention to some of the other reserves as potential replacements for Wilson. Veteran Josh Morgan believes he's perfectly capable of doing the job. What do you think, Jeff?
I guess so.
The Bears know perfectly well they got a great quarterback in Jay Cutler, but if they don't have Marquise Wilson, Josh Morgan is very capable for doing that fit. Chicago is going to be, in my opinion, a team that has a very good chance to win the NFC North division. But I still think it's going to be a 2-team race. I still think, again, Jeff, that it's going to be the Packers and the Bears in that NFC North.
Well, the Bears' defense will definitely improve with Urlacher on that team now, right? I mean, no, not Urlacher. Whatchamacallit's on that team now?
I can't remember who it is. It's like
he came over from Minnesota. What the heck's his name?
Jared Allen? Is that what his name is?
Yes, Jared Allen. Okay. Jared Allen. So, yeah, they'll be better with Jared Allen over there.
Do you think with Jared Allen that he will be kind of reminding a lot of people of another Brian Urlacher? He's a very, very good player. I've heard good things about him from the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I think their defense will be a lot more improved. So, and with another year under their belt with Cutler and Trustman, you know, it can only get better, and it's only going to get better.
I believe for Bears fans, I know they are ready for that matchup with the Green Bay Packers because they haven't forgotten what happened in Week 17 last year, losing it on an Aaron Rodgers bomb that won the game for Green Bay 33-28 last year with like 19 seconds left to play in the game. So they know perfectly well that they want every inch they can get with the Green Bay Packers. And of course, the Bears and Packers are old rivals. They've been battling for lots and lots of years. So it'll be interesting to see what the Bears look like against them. The Bears' first matchup against Green Bay, they host them September 28th in Chicago, and then November 9th at Green Bay, and that is a Sunday night game. So, Jeff, I can't wait to see how well this matchup is between the Bears and the Packers. And if Morgan can play a big role, then Jay Cutler's got a really good wide receiver.
I don't know if the Bears are the best team. Frank, I disagree with you about the Bears having the NFC wide open. I disagree with you on that. I don't think the NFC is wide open. I think it's Seattle and San Francisco, and then everybody else falls behind them. That's what I think.
And that will be another great rivalry. Seattle and San Francisco the last couple years, especially going back to last year, have been really intense. Remember, Seattle blew them out in September last year. San Francisco came back home, beat them. I believe it was by a field goal. It was a really close game. And then last year, of course, in January, the NFC Championship game, 49ers drove down the field and had a chance to beat the Seahawks, but an interception by Kaepernick in the end zone ended any chance they had to ended it right there. So I can't wait to see how well. I think the NFC is going to be very competitive. The NFC East is going to look good. I think it may be a three-team race. It depends. With Dallas, it depends. But I think, Jeff, it's going to be TCBs, Philadelphia Eagles, and your New York Football Giants in that. And then, of course, you got the Packers and the Bears, and you got the Seahawks and the 49ers. That NFC, I'm looking forward to seeing next month, how well it looks.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
And here's what Encyclopedia Man says. Sean, the NFC East is the worst division in the NFL. I disagree. Think about it, Encyclopedia Man. Dallas has had 3 straight 8-8 finishes. And Philadelphia and the Giants and the Redskins have all knocked Dallas out. I still think it's very competitive, even though it's been just 500.
It used to be a lot better than it is. That NFC East used to be the best division in football. Now it's not the best division in football no more.
They all stink, besides the Eagles, and even with that, I'm not sold on Foles.
I just said it. It's not the best division in football. It used to be the best division in football. It's not the best division in football because the way the Cowboys have been playing, Washington last year stunk. Giants stunk last year. Let's hope every team in this division has a bounce-back season, and we get the NFC East division that we know about.
You're right, Jeff, and you have a good point, because that NFC East, it always seems like we've seen this like about the last 7 years, 7 or 8 years. It always seems like it's been right down to the wire where teams are just a few games over 500.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like you're right. It's not as big as it was in the 90s when teams were having way, way, way above 500. It just seems like it's always a few games. And of course, yes, the Cowboys being so bad, 3 straight 8-8 seasons. And Cowboy fans already selling their playoff tickets to make bids for the playoffs, divisional and NFC championship. You and I, Jeff, got a big laugh out of it. And Frank, I know you did probably. And I know Encyclopedia Man did, because it's just, with the Cowboys, it's hysterical how they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk, as they say. And Frank goes, Chip Kelly, second year. Nick Foles at quarterback. I think the Eagles are bound to win that division.
It used to be the best division in football. It's not even close to what it used to be. And I hate to say this. But I happen to agree with Frank. I think the Eagles are the best team in that division right now. It's hard for a Giant fan to say, but I'm not just a Giant fan. I'm a sports talk host, and I have to be biased. I'm not biased. I have to be neutral. And I happen to think that the Eagles are the best team in that division. But I'll tell you what. Starting next Monday, we're going to be going through each division, and you'll get to hear what we think on each division. We're going to do it every Monday and Tuesday for the next couple of weeks until we're done with all the divisions. We'll have Frank with us. We'll have Nick with us on Mondays and Tuesdays. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And I know for you, Jeff, September 8th, when we get ready to do our show, September 8th, Monday Night Football will be a busy day for you because it is a doubleheader for two
6th.
teams that you follow. The Giants will be playing the Detroit Lions, and the Chargers play after that.
September 6th. Not September 8th, buddy. September 6th.
Oh, I'm just talking about Monday Night Football.
Yeah, we'll do our first show on September 6th, and then that Monday will be a busy day because both my teams play that Monday night. So it's going to be a fun night for me. Is anybody going to watch any football tonight? Are you watching any football tonight, Sean?
It is not my plans to watch tonight, no.
You're not going to watch New England play Washington?
I don't really watch the preseason. I think it goes way too long. I was looking at some preseason games, and they play a total of 5 weeks for NFL preseason games. That's just way too long, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, they play Washington tonight at 7:30 Eastern. Hey, we're going to run to commercial break. On the other side of this commercial break, we're going to bring in our good buddy, the bag of wind himself, Frank Sprankle. We'll be right back. Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Have you ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Back to Sports World Radio, Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and now the big bag of wind himself, Frank Sprankle. What's going on, buddy?
Everybody is blowing all around. I am pretty much a vortex.
The big bag of wind. I like that.
There comes the vortex.
I like that. Okay, so Frank, I haven't seen you joining the freaking league. What's going on here?
Can I announce? Would you shut up so I can formally announce that I am going to join the league?
What do you mean, I'm gonna? What the hell does I'm gonna mean?
I am going to, as of it translates into the word yes in the English language.
Okay, but you haven't. Correct?
Double A goes, let me tell you, every year I've entered, I've won the league.
You're full of crap.
Dude, somebody's being
Wow.
delusional. Is somebody being delusional here?
Double A, you're full of crap. You didn't win last year. I hate to tell you, but the returning champion is in again this year. She is playing. You didn't win last year. A woman won, so don't give me none of your crap there, Double A.
Hey, I gotta tell you, when it comes to football, women are pretty smart these days. That wasn't the case 30 years ago, but more and more women love football. So Double A, you better not talk the talk.
The defending champion is back. Ebo is playing. She is back. She's the defending champion, so she's the person to beat. So Double A, if you want to play and you haven't joined yet, send an email to send your emails to swrshow@gmail.com.
The league just got more interesting because I am joining officially, announcing it now.
I don't care whether you announce that you're officially joining. You haven't joined yet, so that don't mean a hill of beans to me that you're making an announcement that you're officially joining. I want to hear the announcement that I officially joined. You got that?
Yes. All right, then that will be done in terms of the past tense.
Now,
because
Frank,
then that focuses us on the future and how many games I plan to win, Sean.
Get the hell! You're gonna get your
Frank,
you're gonna get your fat butt handed to you.
Dude, have you ever seen fat? Wait, are you accusing me of being fat?
Listen. I know you're a very skinny guy.
Well, I'm not saying skinny. I'm muscular.
Well, you're not a fat guy. You don't weigh 400 pounds.
Oh goodness, no.
Okay, so when I say get your fat ass in the league, I say it meaning just move your butt
Have
quickly.
you ever been at an all-you-can-eat buffet and you see that one person?
Double A is saying, Jeff, I didn't enter last year, so suck
So
it.
how can you be the defending champion if you didn't enter last year?
So
okay.
what is Double A all of a sudden
Double
a
A,
big fan of DX?
Double A
is pretty sneaky when it comes to that pick'em, you know.
No, Double A is a great guy. I love him to death. He's been with Sports World Radio since we started it way back when. He's a great guy. He's a paramedic. I love him to death. He
Double
is
A rocks.
a
He's
diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan. I am the diehard Giants fan. We make bets all the time. Every year they play. I didn't do any last year because every time I do it against them, I freaking lose. I had to shave my face one year, man. You know, this year I'm ready to rock and roll with them. I'm ready to make some bets, man.
I'm still wondering, Jeff, that first meeting is October 12th. It's a Sunday night game. Giants at Eagles. I'm still wondering if you and Double A are still looking at making a wager.
Yeah, I want to do it.
I want a bet coming.
Yeah, I want to do a shaved head bet.
Oh, a shaved head bet.
Oh.
Yeah. I haven't shaved my head in a long time. I'm getting pretty hairy. I want to do a shaved head bet.
And then the final meeting, Jeff and Frank, December 28th, Week 17 at MetLife Stadium.
That one will be a facial hair bet. So somebody's going to end up with no hair on their head and no hair on their face. Including and this year, we're including eyebrows.
Oh, my goodness.
That's right.
Ooh.
This year, we're including eyebrows. And you have to take a selfie, and you have to put it on your profile page until the next game. So the first game, if whoever loses has got to keep it on their profile till the next game. Whoever loses the second game keeps it on there for as many weeks as it was between the first game and the second game. Make sense?
Thank goodness my team's in the NFC North.
He says, "Oh my goodness!"
So
I said
I
every
want
year
you to,
I entered, not last year.
And every year you've entered except last year, you haven't won a hill. You haven't won. I think I won a couple of times. I know Sean won. Kenny C's won. You never win.
I don't know if I ever won, but last year I finished second. I lost it by a couple games to Ebo last year.
I know I've won a couple of times.
Hey, I got a question. And let's say Double A wins. How would he go out and celebrate? It's the end of the regular season. How would Double A go out and celebrate pending he were to win this year?
It's for bragging rights. He probably would go out and buy some champagne and celebrate.
With a Super Bowl with a Super Bowl victory.
All right, Frank, I was going to ask you this story we talk about. You said you have a theory about the NFL preseason.
Okay,
Why?
as far as the NFL preseason goes,
Good
gentlemen,
Lord.
look, many people miss the game of professional football. They miss 100 yards length, 53 yards in width. They come to the point where they miss it so much, they will do anything. They look forward to these preseason games, but by the end, by that fourth week of the preseason, the way I see it, the start of the preseason is almost it's almost like it's a honeymoon. And then come week 4, it feels like 25 years of marriage, and 25 years of marriage has been pretty much dull, and to the point that you're ready to move on to the regular season.
Yeah, well, I
That's
know
how
that
I
people
see
are,
it. There's
people
not
are
that spark
glad.
anymore after come week 4 of the preseason.
Preseason stinks.
People are happy that to see their teams back, but I think 5 games is too many for the NFL preseason. Good
It's
Lord, it
actually
goes
4
all the
games.
way to August 28th.
It's actually
August
4 games. I know where you're coming from in terms of that 5th game, and only 2 teams have 5 games, and that was
Why
the
don't they
Giants
just
and the Bills.
reduce it? Why don't you just reduce it to like 2 or 3 games for crying out loud for the preseason?
Because but you know why? Because the owners don't want to lose the money. The owners get all the money at the preseason game.
Okay, well, here's a problem. As far as preseason tickets, they're still the price of regular season tickets. The NFL is ripping off its fans that way.
Hey,
Shame on the NFL.
You want to know something? Hey, Dallas Cowboy owner Jerry Jones, instead of giving out the freaking Super Bowl, the playoff tickets,
where's this going?
instead of giving out the playoff tickets to your freaking team, give them free preseason tickets because your team stinks.
Wait, are you talking about
Yes, Jerry.
100,000
Well,
people?
actually, I laughed at this. I laughed about this too, Frank, because Dallas Cowboys have been talking about this for a long time. A couple weeks ago, Dallas Cowboy fans were getting playoff tickets to host games for the divisional playoff game and for the NFC championship game. And I laughed when I saw that. I said the Cowboys are already losing it.
Okay, can I use my first reference? Somebody has gone cuckoo for more than just Cocoa Puffs here.
Why? Because Jerry Jones did it?
Well, Jerry Jones is obviously deciding that, hey, he's that confident that, so the NFC Championship game is going to be at AT&T Stadium,
Yeah,
correct?
that's what he thinks. He thinks he's even going to be in the playoffs.
Okay, I do believe, gentlemen, and I was texting this in the box in the first hour, I do believe the NFC is wide open. There are a number of teams that I do believe are contenders for making it to the Super Bowl in Glendale. The Dallas Cowboys aren't at the top of the list. They are not even close.
They're not they're not even in the middle of the list.
Yeah, the one team I have in terms of contention from that division is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes.
I have the Philadelphia Eagles. I have the Bears. I have the Packers. I have the 49ers. I have the Seahawks. It's wide open in terms of the NFC. It really is. But not the Dallas Cowboys. Did I say the Dallas Cowboys in that list? No, I did not.
Double A is saying, I'm still waiting for my Sports World Radio t-shirt from 7 years ago when I won. Oh, wow, Jeff. Is that from 7 years ago or what?
Yeah, 7 years ago. Screw him.
7 years ago, why? Or is it?
Because he lost the bet and he needs to wear a Sports World.
Hey, you know something? Speaking of
Is that on Double A's Christmas list? Is
Hey,
it on his
oh my
Christmas
God.
gift list?
Hey, speaking of Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys, I told you I'd find this, Sean. Jerry Jones' son, Steven. Here's the headline. Jerry Jones' son, Steven. Hey, ladies, let's party on my Dallas Cowboys bus. Here's the article. The Dallas Cowboys finally played like champs last night. Not on a football field, but on a Sunset Strip, where Jerry Jones' son parked a giant team bus outside a nightclub and proceeded to pull a bunch of hot chicks. None of the Cowboys players were there, but Stephen Jones, Jerry's son, and the team's director of player personnel led what appeared to be a group of team staffers into Boosty Bellows nightclub.
Let me ask you
Training
this.
camp
Could
is
you
about 90
imagine
miles
if
north.
these circumstances happened with the 1995 Dallas Cowboys, what that would have been like?
I'm sure they did.
Ha! That Double A goes, the Cowboys will go to the NFC Championship only if Ed Hockley is the referee.
Thanks, there, Double A.
Oh!
Thanks,
Wow.
Double A.
Oh, my goodness.
I know how Jeff feels about Ed Hockley from 6 years ago.
The only way the Philadelphia Eagles are winning the NFC East if Ed Hockley does not referee any of their games. Because Ed Hockley's going to screw the pooch on them one of these days, and you're going to hate it.
It's a bad mistake by the Dallas Cowboys in reality to be giving out playoff tickets, Frank. That's called...
Wait, I didn't think you could give out playoff tickets. Hold on, it's August. The season, I know. The season hasn't started. In fact, we're a month away from the season. The Cowboys haven't even taken a preseason snap yet. They will do so tonight in San Diego, but I'm surprised. You can actually sell playoff tickets in August. I thought there were policies in which, unless you made it to the postseason, then you can sell your playoff tickets. Major League Baseball, you have to have permission to sell postseason tickets.
Hey, you know what? The Dallas Cowboys are getting a look at their future quarterback tonight.
Tony Romo at age 30.
Tony Romo's not playing tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's right. My apologies.
Brandon
Whedon?
Commercial.
He's not playing tonight. So they're going to get a look at their future quarterback.
Got to
for
be
the Dallas
Brandon
Cowboys.
Whedon.
That's right.
And hold on, Brandon Whedon is 31 years old. He's either 30 or 31.
That's right, man. You're going to get a look at your future quarterback tonight when they play the San Diego Chargers. On that note, hold on.
Let me get this straight. Is 30 youth for the NFL now? Is that the new youthful age in the NFL, 30 years old?
Who knows with Jerry Jones? We got to run to a commercial break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Jeff Esco, Showman Frank Sprankle on
Sports World Radio.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow new way to workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Let me run with you tonight. I'll take you on a moonlight ride.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk on the internet every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. in the East, 3 p.m. in the West. And if you live in the Central,
that would be at 5 o'clock.
I love doing that.
Hey, I beat you there, Frank.
I love doing that because they race each other to get it out before each other gets it out. I love doing that.
Welcome back indeed to Sports World Radio. 19 minutes past the hour. When we last left off, we were talking about the Dallas Cowboys and how hysterical it is. The Cowboy fans are getting playoff tickets. I even said this. Imagine if you lived in the Dallas or Fort Worth area and Jerry Jones automatically mailed you playoff tickets. Would you keep them or would you automatically burn them?
I wouldn't have freaking season tickets to the Dallas Cowboys, first of all.
And aren't they going to be a collector's item considering they're not going to be in the playoffs in all probability? Can you frame them?
Yeah, I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. They didn't send them the ticket themselves. They sent them a piece of paper.
Yeah, a piece of sent you. What if that happened? They sent
Here's
you
a piece of paper. Here's a piece of paper saying that you have a ticket, but you still have to pay for it, you jackass.
Hey, idea. You know, every Christmas, because, of course, the playoffs are before, about a week or two before Christmas, would you say? You know how you give somebody a fruitcake if you don't like it, if you don't like that person?
Uh-huh.
Why don't you instead give them a fruitcake because the Cowboys will be out of the playoff picture, or if they're not, they're going to choke again in Week 17. Why don't you just give them the playoff tickets as a Christmas present?
Hey, which week do you think the Cowboys will be knocked out of the playoffs?
Oh, you know what? That would be a great poll. You know, we should ask Nicholas Spiva that question first and foremost because he's a Cowboy fan.
Josh said. I think Josh said Week 3.
I'll say Week 1 of the preseason, starting the 9th. I'll say after tonight's game against the Chargers. Yeah.
That's great. I love that.
The Cowboys open up their season against the San Francisco 49ers on September 7th. Ooh, I can't wait to hear what Frank's thoughts will be on that Saturday night show, September 6th. I'm looking at the Dallas schedule, Frank. At home against the 49ers, 2 games on the road. Week 2, they are at Tennessee. Week 3, they're at St. Louis.
St. Louis is going to be a pretty solid team. I don't think in the end they're going to win the division, but they're going to be a much improved team. They got such a strong offensive line at long last. Sam Bradford finally has some good protection, so it seems. They got to be healthy, of course, but if that's the case, well, you know what? I'm just going to wait to the Saturday night show before that.
Okay,
And
Frank.
No predictions. Too soon for predictions.
Okay, hey, Frank, I just sent you the invitation to your freaking AOL email address. Who the hell still has AOL?
So wait, do you think I live in the Stone Age?
Yes, you do live in the Stone Age. AOL. Hey, Craig, hey, Double A, do me a favor. Put your email address in the chat room.
Hey, Jeff, can I tell you something?
Hold on a second, Frank. Put Double A, put your email in the chat room, and I'll send you an invite right now for the Pick'em League. I'm in there. Put it in there, you freaking hump. Go
okay,
ahead,
maybe I have AOL, but you know what I have? I have high definition television.
And you got, and you got, from what I understand, you got,
I got
the old,
glass
you got the
looks,
old, you got the old
charm.
hookup, man. What we were talking about during break?
Wait a minute.
Dial
You
up.
must think I have dial up.
Yeah, you got dial up. No wonder why your freaking Skype always breaks down.
Well,
The next
really?
story that we get to, Frank, and this kind of goes back to what Jeff and I were talking about. I want to get your thoughts on Kevin Love, NBA, going back to it, to the Cleveland Cavaliers. If this deal goes through, they said they have till August 23rd. Does this make the Cavs the team to beat? Jeff and I say no. What's your thoughts?
Well, let me ask you this. No surprise about Andrew Wiggins being shipped off to Minnesota here, but they're also trading the first-round draft get from 2013 and Anthony Bennett here. That's impressive. Let me ask you, what do you guys think of the last 2 years? You have your first-round draft pick, not to mention the number 1 draft pick in Bennett, and now Wiggins being shipped off to Minnesota.
It's interesting, Frank. I was kind of like we knew that this was possibly going to happen. Kevin Love throughout the whole summer has been saying he wants to go to Cleveland. He wants to play alongside LeBron James. And then you look at who else they're looking at adding to the Cavaliers. You're looking at an old Ray Allen and an old Sean Marion. I told Jeff the roster, and I'll tell you, Frank, the Cavaliers.
I think it's a good trade. I think it's a good trade.
It's a good trade, but if you look at that Cavaliers roster, they're such a young team. I look at that roster. You got one player who's 19 years old.
But Love
you
isn't
got
even
other
30
players
yet.
in their 20s. Huh?
Love isn't even 30 years old yet. Love
And
is
LeBron
26.
is
I like to say he's 26.
And LeBron is 29 years old. And Jeff and I know perfectly well that we can disagree with what the experts say, that they are so flat out wrong, saying that, well, everybody's saying the Cavaliers
Everybody
are going
can
to
be
win.
an expert. What qualifies you for an
Well,
expert?
here's the thing, Frank. Everybody's saying the Cavaliers are going to be the heavy favorites to win the NBA championship. In the
I think
Las Vegas odds, they said the Cavs are 3-1 odds to win the NBA title next year. Aren't you guys I'm like saying, aren't you guys kind of jumping the gun a little bit there, kind of saying that? Because after all, they are such a young team, and they got to deal with your Chicago Bulls. Frank, Jeff,
I honestly believe – well, hold on. Let me say something about the Chicago Bulls here and why I do believe the Chicago Bulls have an excellent shot to beat anybody in that Eastern Conference and go to the NBA Finals in 2015. I'm going to give you one name. It's Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau knows how to mesh talent together. He stresses defense. He's disciplined. He's no nonsense. He's got a lot of respect from his players. Of course, it's interesting to see what Derrick Rose what's going to become of Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose goes down, then you can forget the Bulls being a serious contender.
Yeah, well,
but Derrick Rose will be healthy next year. Guess what? I think and not to mention Paul Gasol, hey, this Bulls team, they're going places, I think, next year.
Yeah, LeBron goes down, you might as well forget about it. Love goes down, you forget about it. Kyrie Irving goes down, forget about it.
That's going to be the big thing for the Cavaliers, gentlemen, is health. Can they stay healthy, and can they overtake the Bulls? Can they overtake the Wizards? And can they pretty much win the whole Eastern Conference next year?
I don't think the Wizards are ready yet.
The health is going to be the biggest factor because, Jeff, you have a very good point there that LeBron goes down or Love goes down if this trade goes through. That will be a problem if any Cavalier gets injured. They have to stay healthy for the entire 82-game regular season.
Let me ask you this, too. Aren't we also not forgetting, too, and I mentioned about Tom Thibodeau, and I believe Tom Thibodeau is the best coach in the NBA not to have won a title. But what about David Blatt here? Granted, he has LeBron James, and LeBron James should make Blatt's job a lot easy, knowing that LeBron is the biggest star attraction in the NBA. He's the best player the league has to offer. But for David Blatt, you also have to be looking at him, having coached internationally, coached in Israel. What is it going to be like for David Blatt to go coaching from international basketball to the NBA?
Exactly. That's what I've been saying this whole time. Nobody's even talking about that.
You look at right on, because look at the stats. Look at him coming from international basketball.
He's never worked in the NBA before.
Yeah, and he's never worked
not
in
even
the
as
NBA.
a scout. Not even as a scout.
I think the Cavaliers would have been better off that they should not have fired Mike Brown.
You want to know something?
Mike Brown would have been perfect.
Cavaliers would have been better. Cavaliers would have been better off hiring Becky freaking Hammond.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's a landmark right there.
Okay. They were better
By the
off
way,
hiring
I'm happy
her
for
than
Becky
Blatt.
Hammond.
That's another story too, Frank.
I know you guys talked about
Becky
it a couple
Hammond.
days
Could we
ago.
see more expansion with female coaches in the NBA? Absolutely, we could.
Oh, we could. Well, wait a minute. What about coaches? Hey, what
Coaches
about
too in
possible
the
general
NBA.
manager? What about general managers?
That's coming.
And I'm not talking about the NBA. I'm talking about all professional sports leagues. I
That's
wouldn't be
well
surprised
said.
if years from now we're going to see women in the front office. And I say this, if you can help this team bring a world championship, good for you. There's a spot for you.
Well, I hate to tell you, there's already women in the front office. Jeannie Buss.
Oh, yeah, right.
She's in the front office. Isn't she running the Lakers?
Yes.
Has she had to work for it?
Doesn't matter. She's a woman. She's in the front office. That's what you said, correct? You didn't say anything about she had to work for it or anything. You just said females in the front office, right?
That's true.
Right, Frank?
Hey, let me ask you this. Are her and Phil Jackson, are they still an item?
Mm-hmm. They're engaged.
What are those next Lakers matchups? And you only have two of them, of course. What is that going to be like?
Didn't you see the picture of them the other day, a couple of weeks back on Twitter? They took a picture of each other. Jackson had a Knicks hat on, and she had a Lakers hat on.
Pretty cool.
How about that,
for
Frank?
the LA Lakers, though, here's another quick story too, Jeff. I know you talked about this. You and I did. Frank, your thoughts about Byron Scott becoming the next head coach of the LA Lakers?
I like the move on the part of the Lakers hiring Byron Scott, considering he knows the Laker way. Remember, he was a part of those championship teams in the 1980s, and he's part of a team that is in the rebuilding stages. And say what you want about Kobe Bryant, this is a guy that's 36 years old. Would you believe that as Byron Scott's career was coming to the end, you had Kobe Bryant's career just starting? Remember, Scott and Bryant, weren't they teammates at one point?
Mm-hmm.
Byron Scott and Kobe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
if they
yeah.
were
Byron.
teammates.
For a short
yeah,
period.
yeah.
I
Kobe
believe
Bryant's.
they were teammates
Yes,
for a
Kobe
short
Bryant.
period.
Yes, Kobe Bryant's first year with the Lakers was Brian Scott's last year with the Lakers.
That's my
That
point.
was
Yeah, that's the point.
96 because Kobe was
96,
just drafted out of
97.
high school. That's
Yes.
right. Kobe was drafted out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yes.
it's a good move on the part of the Lakers, but it's still going to be a rebuild phase because you got to also question, I've said this all along, as far as the star attraction of that team, and that's Kobe Bryant, you do have to question just at what percent is he in terms of his physical health here. I know I'm being repetitive here, but I honestly mean it. If Kobe Bryant doesn't think he could handle this anymore physically, I think he's going to hang it up.
Well,
and
we'll
then
see.
that's going to put the Lakers in even a bigger hole from the standpoint of the leadership. This Lakers team, look how old they are. They need to be focusing on getting younger and focusing on what they're hoping for will be the next wave of championships.
Before we go to the second and final update here real quickly, that's exactly what ESPN talked about around middle of July. They said, along with the Yankees, of course, you bring up a good point that we've talked about it too, Frank, on previous shows, about the Lakers in decline. They are most certainly and most definitely in decline.
They're like
because,
the Yankees.
Because the Lakers are in the stage of having to rebuild, and it's going to be a while before they become a power in the Western Conference. They are not going to win it with the team that they have now. But Byron Scott is a start. It's still going to be debatable how long he can hold on to that Lakers job.
Okay, let's get to our final update of the day. This update is brought to you by Keurig.coffeemachines.com. For all your Keurig coffee machine products, you're looking for tea, coffee, a coffee machine, head on over to KeurigCoffeeMachines.com. Brewing perfection, one cup at a time. That's KeurigCoffeeMachines.com. Take it away, Sean, man, with the final update of the day.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you, everybody. 31 minutes past the hour, August 7th, 2014, Thursday. In the NFL, there are 6 games for tonight. 1 game in progress right now. The Colts have added a field goal to lead 3-0 against the Jets. 5:09 left to go in the first quarter of that game in East Rutherford, New Jersey, up at MetLife Stadium. The Patriots at the Redskins tonight. 49ers at the Ravens. Bengals at the Chiefs. Seahawks at the Broncos. And lastly, it'll be the Cowboys taking on the Chargers. And that game, I believe, is supposed to be played on the NFL Network between the Cowboys and the Chargers. In the NBA, the big news today, of course, the Wolves and the Cavaliers have agreed to the Kevin Love trade. It's not official yet. It has to be finalized on August 23rd because they're dealing with Andrew Wiggins, who was the first overall draft pick in the NBA. So it's not done yet. It has to be finalized on the 23rd. In Major League Baseball, here are the games that we got going on right now. We're going to go to the American League. Big game in the American League East. It's the Orioles taking on the Blue Jays. That game is in the top half of the second inning. The Blue Jays are ahead of the Yankees by a game in that wild card. The Orioles, on the other hand, leading the American League East, trying to capture their first AL East division title since 1997. Of course, that was the Cal Ripken Jr. era. Other games we got, the Dodgers taking on the Angels. That could be a potential World Series matchup between the Dodgers and Angels. City of Angels matchup. Twins at the Athletics, and White Sox taking on the Mariners. A final this afternoon in the American League. The Yankees shut out the Tigers by a score of 1-0, completing their series 3 out of 4 against the red-hot Tigers. In the National League, right now, the Red Sox and Cardinals are in a rain delay. No word yet as to when they will be playing. Other games, bottom second, the Astros at the Phillies. Right now, the Astros lead 3-0. Marlins at the Pirates. Indians taking on the Reds. Right now, Cincinnati has a 2-0 lead. And another game in interleague play, it'll be the Royals taking on the Diamondbacks. The Royals are in this battle for that second wild card spot, too. 3 other games that went final today. 13 innings. The Nationals over the Mets by a score of 5-3. The Brewers over the Giants 3-1. And to conclude baseball, the Cubs over the Rockies 6-2. We're going to run to commercial break. When we come back from commercial break, we've got more sports talk with Sean Mann, Jeff Eskow, and Frank Sprankle. This update was brought to you by Keurig CoffeeMachines.com.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Have you ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. That's us, Jeff Escal, Sean Mann, and every Tuesdays and Thursdays in the second hour, our good friend, the bag of wind himself, Frank Sprankle.
That's why he lives in the Windy City.
Hey, it has to do with the political climate.
Welcome back, everybody. 37 minutes past the hour. Another NBA story coming across. The Dallas Mavericks guard Raymond Felton has been suspended for the first 4 games of next season after pleading guilty to gun charges in New York while a member of the Knicks, the NBA announced Thursday. Jeff, Frank, what's your thoughts about this?
He's not with the New York Knicks no more, so it don't matter.
But they get suspended 4 games. Are you happy about this, or should he get more games? Frank, what's your thoughts about the suspension of Raymond Felton?
82 games?
Yeah, 4 games.
You're talking about an 82-game season. It only gets 4 games.
That's right. 4-game suspension because of gun charges in New York City.
That doesn't sound right for it. Well, hold on, though. What were the circumstances? I did not hear the story, but let me tell you, the guy does have the right to bear arms.
Not in the state of New York with an illegal weapon, he doesn't.
Oh, so wait, he purchased a weapon illegally?
It wasn't a licensed weapon from what I understand.
Well, then you know what? 4 games, that may not be enough.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
You can ask me any question you want. Yes, no, maybe, I don't know.
He gets 4 games for freaking carrying a gun, and freaking Ray Rice gets 2? Does that make any sense?
Absolutely it does. And all right, let me ask you this, because you know what? Nicholas and I have been talking about that on Press Row Central as of late. if Roger Goodell is so concerned about conduct issues in the NFL, then why doesn't Goodell suspend him half of the season? Because we're talking about the issue, the most cowardly issue there is of a man hitting a woman.
No, I agree with you. And my reasoning behind that is I think because he gave him a 2-game suspension, now he can give Jim Irsay a slap on the wrist for what he's going through.
Oh, yeah, and there have been players that have used homophobic slurs, and they've been suspended even longer.
Well, Felton pleaded guilty last month to attempted criminal possession of a weapon and criminal possession of a firearm. As part of a plea deal that allowed him to avoid jail time, Felton admitted he knowingly had a large-capacity ammunition magazine and a semi-automatic pistol without a license. Frank, I know that you talked about this too. What is going on with our country? And what is
going on for our country? I'll tell you what's going on with our country. We're not allowed to have freedom of speech much anymore. That's what I like, especially about Sports Talk Radio. We can have our freedom of speech as long as it's done accordingly. As long as we don't make threats toward anybody or necessarily use name calling. That's what I like.
Not if you work for ESPN.
But here's the deal. All right, well, let me ask you this. Don't you have the right to your opinion?
Yeah.
Haven't there been women that have died for the right so we can have our opinion?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
why do we have a military? Hold on. Why do we have a military? Then what war is there to fight for?
No, I agree with you, Frank. I agree with you. That's why. But if you want to have your opinion and your thoughts and you want to express them, don't work for ESPN. You might get suspended.
Wait, well, this mean I'll take off Mickey Mouse?
Because it's disappointing that ESPN has to be so strict with their rules now. And they're, like I've been stating all along, probably since Stephen A. Smith got suspended a week after his comments about the Ray Rice situation.
Why does everything have to be PC?
That's the main reason why they're saying if you don't have anything nice to say, then keep your mouth quiet or you're going to be suspended.
Frank, and you know what? Stephen A. Smith should not be in this business. Frank, seriously, because that Stephen A. Smith is, and agree with him or not, I actually do agree with Stephen A. Smith on some issues, and there are some issues I don't agree with Stephen A. Smith on. Yeah. There are issues that I don't agree with anybody on. Look, when it comes to one person, I don't agree with them 100%, but Stephen A. Smith, he spoke what he thought to be truthful without threatening. He didn't insult me, and I don't care who you insult. He's got the right to his opinion.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
It's not like he's praising the Nazi party here.
No, but why does everybody have to? I mean, everybody is speaking PC. Why? Just freaking give your freaking opinion and your thoughts, and if people don't disagree, people agree with it or disagree with it. That's what conversation is supposed to be. Stop being freaking politically correct all the time.
I got a good idea. I wish this were the sound in which we had the sound of a baby crying.
Wah, wah,
really?
I know.
My feelings have been hurt. Oh my goodness, that person said something I don't like. Well, you want to know what? This is the United States of America. This is the country of rights that other nations would kill to have. So guess what? Shut up and be blessed. You're living in the United States of America, okay?
How easy?
Being so sensitive.
How easy is it for ESPN to put a little freaking caption that says ESPN does not agree with the thoughts or opinions of blah, 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 blah. How easy
Were there any
is that?
threats made?
No, but how easy is that? You don't have to suspend the guy for his freaking thoughts and opinions. You just put a little freaking disclaimer up there. Come on, what the hell's the matter with you people? And then you freaking suspend somebody that did something with his own money on his own freaking time that had nothing to do with ESPN?
I want to say this about Dan Le Batard. I saw the billboard. It's not as if he insulted LeBron James in terms of a person. There were no racial slurs involved. This was just an innocent joke.
Yes, I know. I agree with you.
This is a joke that we can be making.
I agree with you. And then he gets suspended for it, and he didn't even do it while he was working, It was an off-the-job thing, correct?
Yes, it was with his money. It wasn't with ESPN's money.
Exactly.
It was money that he earned, and he decided that, well, I figured I'd have a little humor, just a little fun with LeBron's return to Cleveland, that I'm going to put this billboard on. And you know what? Is there anything insulting? Absolutely not. No. It's supposed to draw humor.
No,
Humor.
I agree with you 100%.
I don't agree with the both of you on everything, but guess what? Even your opinions, whether I disagree or even disagree, I will always respect you as a person and the fact that you have the right to that opinion, even if I disagree wholeheartedly.
What people need to understand is with sports radio or anything in general, you're right, Frank and Jeff, we are entitled to our own opinion, but there are a lot of people that need to stop being so sensitive. Like, I get so tired and frustrated in sports or anything in general where people can just make little things into big things. Quit making the little things into big things and just blow them off. Forget about it.
They're going to tell you, I'm surprised Rush Limbaugh has lasted this long.
Why?
Oh, yes, old Rush.
Do you ever hear, listen, do you ever hear, I don't listen to Rush Limbaugh every day, but there are some times in which I will be driving, and if there's something big happening in the political spectrum of things, that's when I will put Rush Limbaugh on. And I can tell you that for every hour I listen to Rush Limbaugh, there are probably 30 to 35 things he says that insult a certain group of people.
Right.
But they don't insult me.
Imagine if we had Rush on the show right now. I remember he was on Sunday NFL Countdown.
Yeah, remember the Donovan McNabb fiasco because they wanted to
I remember that. He called him overrated. I remember that.
Yeah, me too. Big time. Hey, we got to run to our final break of the day. This is Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and Frank Sprankle. We'll be right back.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family. We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow new way to workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to the final segment of the show. You've been here with Sports World Radio on a 2-hour sports journey. I hope everybody's having a lot of fun. I know Sean, myself, and Frank are. What's our next topic there, Mr. Shawnee?
Well, we turn it over to Frank Sprankle. Frank, you said you had a story to talk about from Major League Baseball about, it's been a few months since Tony Gwynn passed away,
right?
About tobacco. What's your take on
and that's
this?
what I want to focus on, because obviously we have come to mourn the passing of Tony Gwynn at such a young age, only 54 years old, and it has been almost 2 full months since we said goodbye to Tony Gwynn. But we definitely know of his tobacco usage and what that led to his cancer and eventually his passing. But that has actually stirred a lot of debate since Tony Gwynn's death about the usage of tobacco. And if you take a look at two players in particular, major leaguers that played for Gwynn when he was a skipper at San Diego State, specifically Steven Strasburg and Addison Reed, they have eliminated their tobacco usage. They have quit entirely. As a matter of fact, Steven Strasburg says that he wants to be there for his daughter. He and his wife have a daughter, and he wants to be there for all the times in her life, seeing her grow up, seeing her get a career, walking her down the aisle. Steven Strasburg is thinking of the long-term effects here of what tobacco usage could bring. Now, it's interesting. If you look at Bud Selig, MLB commissioner, and MLB PA director Tony Clark, they are at an agreement here that tobacco usage should no longer be recognizable in Major League Baseball. However, these two guys have different opinions as to how tobacco usage can end among ball players. As far as Bud Selig, his opinion is that it should be just banned entirely. Yet Tony Clark says that as far as tobacco usage, players need more education, not ban the usage, but educate them even more. Now, in order to have, and I believe I read this, that in order to have actual tobacco be banned among the dugouts of every major league ballpark, it would have to be in the language of a collective bargaining agreement here. Under the next collective bargaining agreement, then you could outlaw tobacco usage. Yet you have Bud Selig and Tony Gwynn in an agreement that, yes, players should not be using tobacco. However, they have two different opinions in terms of how to eliminate tobacco usage entirely. Gentlemen, what do you think?
I think that I would have to probably agree with Bud Selig. I think that it would be maybe a better idea to ban it because look what happened to Tony Gwynn.
And look at what it's meant for Steven Strasburg, who knew Tony Gwynn at San Diego State. Addison Reed knew him as well.
Mm-hmm.
You hope that this is a trickle-down effect here. You're hoping that by Strasburg and then Reed, that other ball players will follow suit. And you know what? I see the usage of tobacco. Obviously, there's nothing you can do away from the ballpark. But if you take a look at banning tobacco in the dugouts, that's the equivalent of these, and I'm sure you two are familiar with all these smoking bans in public places. Well, if you can ban smoking in public places, you certainly, among the reins of Major League Baseball, can ban the usage of tobacco. So I'm with Bud Selig on this one.
It's Jeff, your thoughts?
Well, didn't they ban smoking in the dugout?
Smoking, but we're talking.
Right, they banned. Right,
yeah, right. Jim
the,
Leland.
the first step was to ban smoking. Now, in the next collective bargaining agreement,
and we're talking about chew and spit.
Yeah,
here,
no, I know that, but in the next bargaining agreement, that's going to be their next move is to get rid of the chew out of there, but we'll see if the players go for it because they got to. The players have to accept it as well. If they don't accept it, the owners aren't going to get it through.
It's a tough choice. What they're going to end up doing. But I agree, Jeff. First, get rid of smoking and get rid of tobacco and spitting. Get rid of them all because this is not making the game look any better, just like it is just like when you involve steroids. So get rid of it all. Make the game healthy and make it better for the Major League Baseball players.
I mean,
go ahead, because I was going to say what's amazing about the way. And now it's not just the ball players. Let's also note this, too. It's also the umpires. These umpires have also chewed and spit tobacco. As a matter of fact, there are many ways you can do so, one of which is you can take bubble gum and just take the tobacco and wrap it up in bubble gum.
Well, just take the tobacco out of it and use bubble gum.
That's what they've done.
Yeah, I know. Right now you see a lot of sunflower seeds and a lot of bubble gum in the dugouts. Before you know it, they're going to find out that causes cancer too, and they're going to ban that crap.
Well, we don't know if that causes cancer.
Yeah, I know.
At least I had some sunflower seeds. Bubblegum doesn't cause cancer, but tobacco has been linked to cancer.
I eat double bubble every day. so I don't smoke as much. Keeps me from smoking a lot of cigarettes.
And you're happy, and I'm sure you have eliminated the cigarettes.
Well, I haven't eliminated the cigarettes, but if I want to smoke a cigarette, I'll chew a piece of gum instead.
I guess the only issue involving tobacco is if you were to eliminate tobacco entirely under the new collective bargaining agreement, I can only imagine there's going to be some players that are going to leave the ballpark and get their fix, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I know.
And
exactly
umpires
what you
too.
mean. No, I know exactly what you mean. It might be out of the ballpark, but they might be able to still do it in the locker room.
You know, I just thought of something, and this is something else too that Major League Baseball has done a poor job of. Major League Baseball has really done a poor job of public service announcements when it comes to certain hazards. Major League Baseball needs to focus their attention. They've already done it with the steroids. Of course, that took the congressional investigation for that to happen. But you don't see any public service announcements involving tobacco. Or what about the fact that you shouldn't have 14, 15, or 16-year-olds throwing breaking balls? Or really, it should be about 16 or 17 until you throw a breaking ball. Major League Baseball, when it comes to hazards and just putting them into a PSA, Major League Baseball does a poor job at it.
They do a poor job indeed. So that's because you've got Bud Selig, who I continue to say has destroyed Major League Baseball and damaged it because he didn't do a very good job with steroids.
Oh, he knew about it. I believe
he knew about it, but he didn't do it. But think about all the rules he has made with how long it took him to handle the suspensions. Now, if tobacco is going to be a problem, this is the next big issue he has to face before he retires as MLB commissioner.
Okay, let me ask you
before the next commissioner comes in there.
Well, he's not going to be able to do it.
That's going to be me, by the way, the next commissioner.
No, you're not. It's between 3 people.
Too bad I'm not one of them.
You're not. And he's not going to be able to do it because the collective bargaining agreement is not up before he leaves. He's done. This is his last year. He's
okay,
out.
but in all seriousness, I wish I could have been one of those 3 guys, but I want to, in all seriousness here, not to change the subject, because Sean, you're bringing up an interesting point about the PEDs. 50 games, 100 games, lifetime ban, big joke whatsoever.
Well, remember, it was about this time last year, came home from work, and Jeff and we had to discuss it for an hour about Alex Rodriguez getting that lifetime suspension for 2014.
Go ahead.
You never saw, and Miguel Tejada got 105 games.
Hey, Pete Rose should be back in baseball, don't you think?
No, not back in baseball. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I think he should be back in baseball too.
I don't care
because
if he's
we're going to
back
have
in
these
baseball.
cheaters that tainted the game. Pete Rose did not taint the game. Sure, he gambled.
Remember this too about Pete Rose.
Should be back in baseball. Go ahead.
If he comes back in the game and they put him in the Hall of Fame, some people will be happy about it, but everybody will be disgusted about how he gambled on the game of baseball. People will still have
but he didn't take freaking steroids.
Yeah, he didn't take steroids, but there are people that are not happy that he bet on the game.
But he didn't do it while he was playing.
Yeah?
He did it while he was managing. It's a freaking difference. Come on.
Frank, what did you think about it?
Well, let me we are actually coming up on the 25th anniversary of Pete Rose being banned from baseball when Abe Bargiamani, right before he died of a heart attack, laid down the gravel and banned Pete Rose for life. As a matter of fact, that's coming up on August 24th. We are 17 days away from what will be the 25th anniversary of Pete Rose being banned from. And I'll tell you what, I was 8 years old at the time. To me, even though I didn't root for the Cincinnati Reds, Pete Rose was one guy I had tremendous respect for.
He deserves
it was
to be
a
in
crime.
the Hall. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for Jiminy Cricket's
Absolutely.
sake.
You know, I'll be honest. Something tells me I don't want to visit the Baseball Hall of Fame until you put Pete Rose in.
I'm kind of with you on that.
Seriously, I may consider boycotting the Baseball Hall of Fame. I've never been to Cooperstown, but I may consider boycotting it until you put Pete Rose in.
So it's just like, heck with Cooperstown until you put Pete Rose in. That's
pretty much that's what I'm saying. Yes, out of protest.
What would happen if Barry Bonds was in the Hall of Fame before Pete Rose? What would you gentlemen think about
blasphemy. That's blasphemy.
I would probably drop dead.
That's blasphemy. That's ridiculous. Hey, on that note, we got to get the flock out of here. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us today on Sports World Radio. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable.
Amen.
Peace out, everybody. For Showman Frank Sprankle, I'm Jeff Escal. This has been Sports World Radio. Later, bitches.
Goodbye.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, kid. So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's